how's it going? Hope you're all doing really well. I am doing all right. It's almost the end of school for the semester, so I'm just trying to, work on the assignments and everything. And yeah, anyways, enough about that. Let's get into the book. Today I will be talking to you about a book called The Gift of Imperfections by Brene Brown. So if you know me, I've said this a lot, but I love Brene Brown. I think she is a phenomenal writer. She's had such a big impact on my life regarding self-love and healing and all that. So I just wanted to share with you this awesome book. I listened to it as an audiobook. I think I try to listen to it maybe at least once a year or every time I need to remind myself about the importance of self-love and also realizing that nobody's perfect, and instead of striving for perfection, to strive more on being better than I was yesterday, and also to focus more on self-love as opposed to perfection. So, got my handy dandy notes. Let's get into it. Okay, so I did mention about self-love, which is lesson number 1. I try to practice this. It's a daily practice. Some days I'm better at it than others. Some days I'm worse at it than others, but it's a constant day-to-day effort that I have to put in order for me to be the best person that I can be. And, and one of the things that I've had to learn in regards to self-love is that it's more of a journey as opposed to a marathon. So before I used to think that I could just, wake up and suddenly, be like, oh, I love myself, I'm so great. But some days I have to remind myself about, to focus more on my strengths as opposed to my weaknesses. And okay, so the one that I'm going to talk to you about is the importance of being authentic and staying true to who you are. So the authenticity part, I've been trying to learn how to define authenticity for myself, because I am the kind of person that, I'm kind of like a social chameleon where, I get a vibe and I work with that. So that can be perceived as being, not authentic, but I've learned to realize that my personable qualities are what make me authentic. So I don't have to be, society's version of, you need to be real. So if I run into somebody that I don't particularly like, I'll just say hi, keep it cordial, keep it pushing, as opposed to, giving them the stink eye or, things like that. No, I don't do that anymore, guys. So I thought that it was important for me to include this point in this video, because I wanted to make this video to show that the journey towards authenticity is one that is, you got to give yourself lots of self-love. See, self-love comes out a lot in her books, because I think that is the foundation of being authentic and true to who we are. So yes, so I'm going to go back to the social chameleon. So I've had to learn that this is actually a good quality, because it makes me able to relate to people at a different level. The process of unlearning and retraining is a process of a lifetime. And so when I talk about unlearning and retraining, I'm talking about unlearning societal's expectations of who we should be and where we should be going in life. And so that goes with authenticity, because it shows that when we unlearn those habits, where we start behaving in a way that's true to ourselves as opposed to the way that society wants us to behave. So it's important to be authentic, and also it's important to stay true to our values, which are also part of authenticity as well. I saved the best for last. So this one is understanding and acknowledging shame and fear. So we live in a very shame-based society, and even let's say, for example, when a child does something bad, people tend to say, oh, you're being very bad, you are ... oh, you're so selfish, you're so this, you're so that. So that shame is so ingrained in our society that we just communicate that to easily. And so this point right here, I think, is so important, because it shows that when we do something, so Brene Brown makes a distinction between shame and guilt. So shame is I am bad, whereas guilt is I did something bad. So it's important for us to learn how to separate ourselves from the shame and also to make room for it as well. So instead of saying, oh, and even just getting to a point where you understand where you're coming from and where the shame is coming from.